a small snack shop, the average revenue was $400 per day over a 10-day period. During this period, if the average daily revenue was $360 for the first 6 days, what was the average daily revenue for the last 4 days? So we know that the average is the sum divided by the number. For example, for those 10 days, we add up those 10 days, get the sum, divide by 10, and we'd get the average. But it turns out that it's very useful to rearrange this formula as sum equals average times number. For example, with those 10 days, in order to have an average of 400, it must mean that the sum of the revenues on those 4 days is $4,000. Similarly, on the 6 days, in order to have an average of 360, they would have to have a sum of 6 times 360, and with a little math, we find that this is $2,160. Now, the reason this is important is we can't add or subtract averages, but we can add and subtract sums. We know that if over the 10 days they made $4,000, and the first 6 days they made $2,160, well, then the last 4 days they must have made the difference. So we subtract, and we get 1840. 1840 is the amount they had to make over the last 4 days. That is the sum of the last 4 days. And so, of course, now I just divide that sum by 4, and I get 460, and that is the average for the last 4 days. And this is answer choice D.